what we're doing right now, all of us. And it's wonderful to have the boys as a part of that. He mentioned Craig, he's our youngest son. We like to joke that Obama has Oprah, Hillary has Bill, but we have Parker. That's our grandson. Parker has been a hit on the campaign trail. He's been with us a lot. He's only 20 months old, and he has been in 24 states. And he has been great. If you see, I mean, he's been in People Magazine, USA Today, the New York Times, on CNN. I mean, it's really very cute. I mean, he's got this great big grin. He's always happy. So it's like, who needs Oprah if you've got Parker? But as a family, this has been an enormous thrill for our family to have gone across the country, to have been all across the country in so many states, and to see the heart of the American people. It is good. It is amazing how you see and how differently you feel about things if you can see it through your lens that is not a media lens, that is not sort of a cynical media lens. And the American people are very, very good. And they love this country. I will tell you, they're frustrated. They're frustrated with Washington. They're frustrated that we send our representatives to Washington and we are not getting the job done. I can tell you, if Mitt gets to Washington, the fur's gonna fly. I saw what he did when he went in and took the Olympics, and that was in such mired in scandal and debt, and what he did and how he turned that around. I saw what he did when he went in as a governor of Massachusetts. They were facing a huge budget deficit, a Democratic legislature. By the way, I mean, people want to know how in the world did Mitt get elected. There are 13% registered Republicans in the state of Massachusetts. And they say, how did he get elected? He got elected because he promised in his campaign that he would not raise taxes, that he would balance the budget. And you know what? Even Democrats wanted to turn the keys of the car over to him because they were frustrated with what was going on. And if we can get that message out, that Mitt is a guy that goes in there and fixes things and gets to the bottom line and solves these problems, and he doesn't owe anybody anything. There's no groups behind him. There's no lobbyists behind him. He's an outsider, only wanting to come in and fix and clean up. That is why he's here. That's why he's running. And if we can let people understand that he has the expertise and the experience of having done that in his entire life. It's interesting to me that the top 4 candidates that are left, 2 on the Republican and 2 on the Democratic side, 3 are senators, and they've never run anything. And you know what? Being President of the United States is an executive position, and it would be nice to have someone that has had executive experience in that job. I'm always happy to talk about the more personal side of Mitt because I think people don't see that. They see that he's been enormously successful and he's got these achievements in his life. But for those of you that are sitting out there with small children and with families, I will tell you that Mitt is the most proud of one thing he's accomplished in his life, and that's being a father. He likes to remind people that there's no more important work going on in America than what goes on within the 4 walls of the American home. And we really do believe that, and Mitt wants to make it better for families. He wants it makes education better for the children, make healthcare more affordable and portable, not government takeover, not Hillary care, but real changes in the healthcare system. He knows how to do that. He's done it in Massachusetts without government interference. So these kinds of things to strengthen families are what he's about. He cares also deeply about the pornography that's coming over the internet and through our homes and through the airwaves, and recognizes that that is a huge burden on parents in their home, trying to keep their homes clean and free of all the filth that's coming in. We feel lucky, frankly, as we look back, that our children never had to deal with that. The internet was just starting to be an issue when my youngest boys were almost grown. So I don't know how parents can possibly deal with all the assault that's hitting them all the time, and how strong we have to be as moms and dads. But that's something we certainly recognize. So Mitt is, he's been a great father. I'll tell you just a couple of stories. One relates with me and how he's been terrific with and standing next to me when it was really hard for me. I was diagnosed with MS just before Mitt took the Olympic job. So we went off to Salt Lake City. We'd lived in Boston all of our lives and went in a completely strange place for me. I had no friends and knew no one. It was a brand new environment for me. And I felt a little lonely and a little worried about my health and everything else. And it was so interesting to have Mitt, through that really difficult period of my life, stand by me and give me such strength. He would remind me frequently that no matter how difficult it got for me, he didn't care if I got in a wheelchair, he didn't care how bad it got, that we would be okay, because together, really, we could face any challenge in our life. And he didn't care if I never made dinner again. He'd be happy to eat toast the rest of his life. And really just being able to hear him say that and say, look, I don't love you because, you know, the great dinners you make me, that doesn't matter. Those things just don't matter. I just love you, and I need you just to know that you're going to be okay. And that gave me the courage to push on and to take those scary steps and to push beyond my comfort level and to struggle and fight, and try to pull myself out of that illness. And 3 years later, as I came to Salt Lake, I was weak. My right leg wasn't working. I had no balance, could barely stand up, was enormously fatigued. 3 years later, I had found great medicines that had put me in remission. I had found some physical therapy programs that were very effective for me. I discovered my favorite physical therapy partner was my horse. And I started competing and riding more aggressively and getting my strength back. And so that by the time those 3 years were up, I was healthy and well. Not really healthy and well, but a lot better than I was 3 years when we first arrived. And because of that, Mitt chose, as the theme of the Olympics, heroes in everyone's lives. And that was the torch run that ran all across the country. And people were to nominate people that were heroes in their lives. And when it came time for the torch to be run into Salt Lake City, Mitt chose me as his hero to run the torch. And that was very touching because, of course, he knew what a battle I had been through, as did my children. So my children were there with me, standing on the side, crying, tears in their eyes, as Mitt handed the torch to me, and he ran beside me, and I was able to run that 1/5 of the mile, knowing that 3 years before I could have barely walked it. So those personal stories, and that knowing that my husband is the kind of man that sticks by you, that is good, is a family man, cares about the right things, has his priorities right. He's always given me the credit for doing the most important job in our life. He will say, with all the accomplishments he's had in his life, that for him, what mattered most is what I was able to accomplish in the home. And that for him, that's the only way he really wants his success to be measured, is by what we've accomplished as parents. And so he's always had that priority, and it's been tough. It's hard to believe. You know, here he was so successful in business. And yet I know he had an impact even on his partners in business as they saw the kind of life he led and the kind of priorities that he had with his family. And we have such dear friends now from all of those years of experience of all different associations through the years of business and Olympics and governor's years and all those things. We have so many dear friends. And it's a good thing because this political year has not been fun in some ways, how the attacks have come and the personal attacks and all of the mudslinging that goes on with politics. But to know that you have very deep, close friendships and people that understand why you're doing it and trust that you will have integrity and strength of character to pull through is something that I admire so much in my husband. So I'm looking forward to him being the next president. I really know he is more capable, more competent, has more experience, will bring more change than any other candidate. And I thank you all for all the work you've done.